Hey LT gamers, welcome back to the channel. My name is Luke and today I'm doing the top 25 space exploration games for you to play. This video is designed as a companion to the Steam Exploration Fest, which kicks off today, so hopefully you get some great ideas from this one. I've tried to keep a really cool range of games. Now there are certain games I have to include because they're staples in the genre, but I've also included some more outliers. There's also a few hidden gems and a couple of my personal favourites thrown in for good measure. And also, quite surprisingly, quite a few games that are really big ones that we've never featured on the channel before, so I'm really excited to get those onto a list. As we've featured many of these titles before, I'm going to keep this list really short and snappy, so a description of the game, maybe some pros as to why you should play it, and some major cons that might turn you off. Let's jump into the top 25 space exploration games to play. Kicking off the list today, we have Starcom Unknown Space, which is an action RPG that emphasizes space exploration and adventure. Players can design and build their own starship, uncovering epic stories across a universe filled with mysteries, alien factions, and uncharted worlds. The game blends exploration with dynamic combat, offering a rich experience for those who enjoy discovering new worlds and engaging in space battles. I recently did a 60-second short review on this title and gave it 8 out of 10, and if you're looking on Steam, it's rated overwhelmingly positive on recent reviews at 95%, and that's a great sign as it's coming out of early access this week. Coming up next, we have Liberation, a space action game where players fight against the oppressive Galactic Federation. As a rebel, your mission is to take down the authoritarian regime with the promise of liberating humanity and ideally yourself as well. The game focuses on intense combat and resistance against a powerful enemy with an awesome retro aesthetic, which is a throwback to many classic British sci-fi programs like Blake 7, which I can admit I've never seen. This is truly an indie gem and I love supporting the developer, whose name is also Luke, so I'm slightly biased, but it's a really great game and he has had a great back and forth with me. Really nice guy, and it's great to see that. I mean, we've had a couple of run-ins with some absolutely crazy developers recently who have turned on us for featuring their games. Slightly strange, but this guy is literally a gem and he emailed us to say our videos have made a big difference for his game. So go out and support it. It's a really great indie title and you can play it also on the Steam Deck. Next up, we have Master of Orion, which is a revitalized version of the classic 4X space strategy game, offering a new chapter in the epic saga. Players take control of one of several alien races exploring the galaxy, expanding their empire, exploiting resources, and engaging in strategic battles to dominate the universe. I have a soft spot for this game. It was a bit of a left field entry for me. Back in 2015, I'd moved back from England after a not very successful adventure over there, and I was living on my mum's couch. Now, while that couch was super comfortable, the only thing I had which was worth anything was my gaming laptop, and I was playing this title all the time. If we fast forward around 10 years, I'm doing a lot better and this game is also performing well with a very positive rating at 92%. I mean, it's voiced by Michael Dorn, buy it for that reason alone. Moving onwards, we have Reentry, a spaceflight simulator, which is a highly realistic spaceflight simulator that allows players to experience the challenges of being an astronaut. Based on NASA's historic space programs, the game lets you relive iconic missions from Project Mercury, Project Gemini, and Project Apollo, from launching into orbit to landing on the moon. Truly any space enthusiast's dream project. The game is a highly realistic simulation and that's a massive pro for me, but that comes with a really steep learning curve, and overall it's rated overwhelmingly positive on Steam at 96%. Starfield is Bethesda Game Studios' first new universe in 25 years, following their acclaimed titles The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim and Fallout 4. This expansive RPG offers the chance to explore a vast universe with deep space exploration, immersive storytelling, and detailed character customization. There is an awful lot of controversy that surrounds this game, and I'll be honest, I installed it at launch and I enjoyed it for about 20 hours, but then I just grew bored of it and I uninstalled. There was a lot better games out there for me to enjoy. However, I can see you enjoying this title if you're a fan of Bethesda Game Studios' other work, and also you want to combine that with space. I think this game really suffered from extremely high expectations and it just couldn't reach. As a result, it's rated mixed on Steam at 59% and is also unsupported on the Steam Deck. However, I did feel I couldn't make a space exploration game list and leave this one off, even with all the controversy. Next up, we have Empyrion Galactic Survival, which is a space sandbox survival game where players build and explore a vast universe. Construct massive capital vessels, expansive planetary settlements, and intricate space stations as you journey across the galaxy to uncover the mysteries of Empyrion. The game has extensive building options and a vast open world to explore. However, the recent reviews on Steam have dropped to mixed, and bugs have been mentioned many times in the Steam reviews, so one to consider for its scope, but to be careful of because it might not be fully finished yet. Space Engineers is a sandbox game that focuses on engineering, construction, exploration, and survival in space and on planets. Players design and build spaceships, stations, and planetary outposts, pilot their creations, and travel through space to explore planets and gather resources for their survival. Now, I got hammered for leaving this off a previous list, so it's definitely in there, and it has robust building and engineering tools with open-ended gameplay, but once again, it's got a steep learning curve and may take you some time to get into. The game is also rated 89% very positive on Steam. Elite Dangerous is a massively multiplayer game that I couldn't leave off this list. It's a space epic where players take control of their own starship in a vast and cutthroat galaxy. The game offers a deep immersive experience with exploration, trading, combat, and a dynamic player-driven economy in a realistically modelled Milky Way galaxy. We've talked about Elite before, and that expansive, realistic galaxy is definitely one of its strong selling points. However, it is accused of being very wide and not very deep. I haven't played the game in a number of years, but I do remember it being an absolute standout VR experience, and it's something I'd love to jump back into and maybe cover in more depth in a single video. Let me know if you'd like to see that happen. It's rated mostly positive on Steam at 76% and is also playable on the Steam Deck, where it's a pretty fun experience overall. Coming up next, we have Mass Effect 2, which continues the epic saga of Commander Shepard as you assemble a team of elite allies to combat the Reapers threatening the galaxy. The game emphasizes making tough decisions, forging strong relationships, and engaging in thrilling space combat to save the universe from impending doom. With a rich narrative and character development, strategic combat, and awesome choices to make, this is truly a legendary title that if you're into space exploration, you should definitely check out. Avorion is a procedural co-op space sandbox game where players build their own spaceships using dynamically scalable blocks. The game features epic space battles, exploration, mining, trading, and warfare, allowing players to build empires and save their galaxy from an enigmatic threat. You should definitely check out this title if you like a dynamic shipbuilding system with versatile gameplay. However, the complexity can be overwhelming at start, but it is rated overall 90% very positive on Steam and is playable on the Steam Deck. Everspace 2 is a fast-paced single-player spaceship shooter set in a vivid, handcrafted open world. The game emphasizes space exploration and combat, featuring tons of loot, RPG elements, mining, and crafting. Players engage in thrilling space battles and uncover a rich sci-fi story full of secrets, puzzles, and perils. It's rated 87% very positive on Steam and is also playable on the Steam Deck, and it's a great game to play on the go. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to hit that like button, leave us a comment about what you're thinking, and subscribe to the channel. You can also support LT Gaming by hitting that join button below the video and joining our Discord. Both me and Tom really appreciate all the interaction. Next up, we have Star Traders Frontiers, which puts you in the role of a starship captain exploring a vast open universe. Customize your crew and command your ship as you navigate a galaxy fraught with internal conflicts, alien threats, and political intrigue. Now, there's a deep crew and ship customization element to this one, with a rich narrative to back it up. However, the graphics can feel a little dated, but it is rated 83% very positive on Steam and is playable on the Steam Deck. Expanding ever onwards into the universe, we have EVE Online, which is a free-to-play space MMO with a strong community focus, offering players the freedom to choose their own path in a vast universe. The game features space exploration, massive PvP and PvE battles, mining, industry, and a thriving player-driven economy within an ever-expanding sandbox. That player-driven economy and the associated politics that go along with it are definitely a pro here. However, this is truly a time-consuming title. Tom used to play a lot of it back in the day and told me he basically didn't have a life while playing it, so that's definitely something to consider. Starbase is a hybrid voxel vertex-based space MMO featuring a fully destructible and infinitely expanding universe. The game focuses on building and designing spaceships and stations, with a strong emphasis on exploration, resource gathering, crafting, trading, and combat. The pros for this game include an innovative voxel vertex building system, an expansive and dynamic universe. However, there are early access bugs and performance issues to consider here, with a steep learning curve. Next up is a title that's not on Steam, but you should definitely check it out, and it has to be included in this list, and that's Starsector, an open-world space combat RPG that combines strategic fleet management with tactical real-time space battles. Players explore a vast universe, trade, mine, and engage in combat while building and customizing their fleets and managing their own faction or mercenary company. Next up is a bit of a rogue entry in space trash Scavenger, as I'd never come across this game before but found it while researching for this list. Basically an open world survival sandbox where players use a jetpack to explore procedurally generated asteroid fields, derelict spaceships, and abandoned outposts. The game involves building and upgrading your space rig to process scavenged materials while crafting, trading, and fighting to survive and make your way home. It only came out in 2023 and it's rated very positive at 90% on Steam and is also playable on the Steam Deck. Faster Than Light, or FTL, is a simulation roguelike where players command a ship and its crew on a journey through a randomly generated galaxy. The game features strategic real-time combat, resource management, exploration, and the potential for both glorious victories and crushing defeats. The game has a really challenging and replayable roguelike mechanic, and honestly, the permadeath can be a little bit frustrating here, and there's a limited visual and audio presentation. However, it remains a true classic, rated overwhelmingly positive 95% on Steam, and is also playable on the Steam Deck. Next up is the critically acclaimed Outer Wilds, which is an open-world mystery game where players explore a solar system trapped in an endless time loop. Praised for its innovative design, the game invites players to unravel secrets and solve puzzles as they navigate through a beautifully crafted, ever-changing universe. The pros here are the unique time loop mechanic and the beautiful immersive world design. However, there is limited combat and gameplay variety, and the puzzles may be challenging for some, but it is rated 95% overwhelmingly positive on Steam and is fully verified for the Steam Deck. Next up, we have Endless Space 2, which is a strategic space opera set in the enigmatic Endless universe. The game offers engaging just one more turn gameplay, where players lead their civilization to build and expand a stellar empire, exploring mysterious galaxies, engaging in diplomacy, and managing resources. It's rated 84% very positive on Steam and has made a really strong recent comeback. It's also playable on the Steam Deck, and I often use the music from this game in my space-related videos. No Man's Sky beams onto the list next and is a procedurally generated space exploration game that offers a vast universe with quintillions of planets to explore. Players can discover new species, gather resources, build bases, trade, and engage in space combat. The game emphasizes exploration and creativity, with ongoing updates that have significantly expanded its features since launch. The pros here include a massive procedurally generated universe and continual updates. Now, when the game first came out, it really was a flawed product, and they've dedicated so much time to turning this around, and that has to be praised. Recent reviews put this at 92% very positive, and it's also fully verified for the Steam Deck, which makes it a great title to play on the go. Blasting onto the list next is Kerbal Space Program, the beloved spaceflight simulation game that lets players design, build, and launch their own rockets, all while exploring the vast reaches of space. What sets this game apart is its balance of realism and accessibility, allowing both hardcore space enthusiasts and casual players to enjoy the thrill of space exploration. With its realistic physics, creative freedom, and amazing educational value, this game cannot be underestimated. I'd honestly say the only downside to this title is that it's rather time-consuming. Also, I'm not a massive fan of the cartoony aesthetic, but some people love that. Just for me, I prefer a little more realism in that regard, but overall, this is an absolute standout in the genre. Now, of course, the recent controversy with its sequel is very sad to see. The layoffs have really hit it, and overall, it's a shame we didn't get the sequel that this game deserved. However, the original game is still an absolute gem and rated overwhelmingly positive at 95%, and is also playable on the Steam Deck. What more could you want to go out and play this title today? Space Engine. Experience the groundbreaking marvel of this photorealistic interactive 3D planetarium, revolutionizing our understanding of the cosmos. This innovative platform meticulously models the entire universe, offering an unparalleled journey through space and time. And while this isn't strictly just a game, you can flight sim through the universe in various spacecraft. It's absolutely incredible and one of the best space simulation experiences I've ever had. Utilizing cutting-edge procedural generation technology, it brings to life uncharted areas of the cosmos, allowing exploration of the unknown with breathtaking realism. With this title, you must prepare to be immersed in a universe of endless discovery, where every star, planet, and celestial body is meticulously recreated to scientific accuracy. Whether you're a gamer or astronomer, this interactive 3D planetarium offers an unparalleled opportunity to explore the wonders of the universe like never before. Space Engine has a one-to-one scale-based universe, featuring billions upon billions of galaxies, nebula, stars, and planets, all shown at their full real-world scale. If you want to stay local, you can explore Earth and our neighbouring worlds in the solar system, or go and orbit a black hole in a galaxy billions of light years away. In Flight Simulator mode, your spacecraft will be subject to Newtonian physics and is yours to fly anywhere in the universe. I spent hours the other day just messing around with my spacecraft and its orbit around the Earth. You can become completely lost and immersed in this game. And although there is a strong community that surrounds the game, it would be great to bring in new players to experience the majesty of Space Engine. Exploding onto the list next is Stellaris, a sci-fi grand strategy game where players explore a galaxy brimming with diverse alien races, strange worlds, and unexpected events. As the leader of an expanding empire, you interact with various civilizations and manage your empire's growth through complex strategic decisions, offering nearly limitless possibilities for each playthrough. Stellaris is an absolute classic, and you should also check out the modding scene. It's rated very positive on Steam at 87%, and is also playable on the Steam Deck. And we move onwards to one of my favourite space exploration games of all time, despite a lot of players not liking it and its business model, which, to be honest, is understandable, but it doesn't change my enjoyment of the title. Star Citizen is an ambitious and highly anticipated space simulation game from Cloud Empyrion Games. Set in a detailed and expansive universe, it offers a blend of first-person space combat, exploration, trading, and a deeply interactive world. Players can customize their ships, engage in missions, and explore a richly crafted galaxy. Honestly, there's no other space game like this game when it works properly. The pros of this title are the highly detailed and immersive universe with the emergent gameplay you get from mixing with other players. But there's also a massive downside, with a lot of people considering this game to be a scam. It's still in development with a long road to full release, and it can be extremely expensive. People can get dragged into that trap, and it can really become a bit of an addiction. Overall, I've only ever spent $60 in the game, and I've had an amazing time. This title is of course not on Steam, and I will give a word of warning. Once this title clicks, it's highly addictive. But if you are able to control your impulses, jump in with a beginner ship, and experience the world of Star Citizen, you can make up your own mind. Finally, we get to X4 Foundations on this list, which for me is the ultimate space sim to play in 2024, despite recent missteps. The base game is extremely strong and they've improved on it over many years. However, the recent Timelines DLC just wasn't the direction I wanted it to take, and I did have early access to that particular DLC, but I decided not to feature it. Overall, I think I'd rather do a bigger video on this game later in the year as to why I think it's the best space sim in 2024. If you don't know about this game, it's one of the most sophisticated universe simulations ever created, where you can fly every ship, explore every bit of space, and manage an empire while trading, fighting, building, and thinking carefully to embark on an epic journey of space exploration. Despite Timelines not being what I expected, they did include a massive free update to the base game that made many improvements and is pretty awesome. This is a game I've lost hours to. I think currently I'm on about 500 hours, and although compared to some players that's not huge, I play a massive amount of games on a weekly basis, so to actually have that figure in a game for me is quite impressive. It's rated overall mostly positive on Steam at 78%, but they really are doing X4 dirty with that scoring. So there we go, LT gamers, we get to the end of another epic space list. Make sure to put your suggestions below, as I couldn't include every single game, but you can check out the rest of our videos for inspiration. This video will hopefully act as your ultimate guide to the Steam Space Exploration Fest, so let me know what titles you're picking up, any that you've wishlisted, or ones you would have added to this list. Comment below. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, all that YouTube stuff that helps us grow. I've been Luke from LT Gaming, and I'll catch you on the next one.